Hi, everybody. Craig here. Welcome to episode 6 of my 6-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, myself and 5 AI opponents set to Emperor difficulty are playing a true free-for-all game with no set teams. In this series, I'm playing as the Nomad Sorcerer, Quora the Desert Rose. In our last episode, we managed to reclaim some ground that we lost to our opponent Melenis. So you can see here Melenis, the High Elf Necromancer. We know where Melenis' throne city is, just as a reminder. It's right here. So if we zoom out, you can see we have Hoden. And unfortunately, Melenis had taken our elven vassal from us, and you can see right here, we've managed to reclaim it. Of course, the problem now, though, is that we're migrating it back over to one of the races we have access to, and right now that's only Tigrans and Nomads. And so, unfortunately, as this turns into a Nomad city, the inhabitants won't be very happy because Nomads don't like Arctic. So, would have been better to have kept it as an elven city, but we're making do and we're doing the best we can. So, we're going to jump into the episode here, but before I do, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments is from Can Dennis. Can pointed out that, and this is a very, very excellent catch and a very fortuitous event for me, but there just so happens to be a Heart of the Arctic right here. And if I can clear this and get control of it using either the growth of the city, which would take quite a while, so more likely I'm going to try to get a builder and build a fort here. If I can get this into my domain, I will get access to 10 additional casting points, but more importantly, I will get... It removes all Arctic terrain penalties when located within your domain. So that would mean that all of my Nomad units will no longer be upset being in the Arctic. So that's going to be a priority for me to get access to this structure in the very near future. So excellent point from Can catching that. Again, that fixes one of my emerging problems here. So I just have to make sure I get control of it and then get a builder over there. The next comment here is from Insert Username. Insert mentioned that in regards to level up choices for my sorcerers, Steel Enchantment is actually a pretty decent ability when it comes to farming experience for my hero and my leader. And that's a really good point because it's something you can use pretty much on any buff or boost that's applied to any of your units. You can steal either positive or negative things, and so it's a very easy way to gain experience. And I appreciate Insert pointing that out because, of course, getting your heroes as strong as possible is extremely valuable. So as always, a big thank you for the excellent comments and suggestions. Without any further ado, let's jump into the episode. All right, so the game plan, now that we've managed to get our vassal city back and now we're turning it into a full-fledged city of ours. Obviously, like I mentioned, we want to get this Heart of the Arctic, but the more pressing issue... I'm just panning down because I wanted to see as well. We've got this, here it is, the Orc Vassal that unfortunately we lost as well. We're going to have to take that back, and I suspect we will have to migrate that over as well. But the main priority is going to be getting our forces over to the Throne City in order to initiate a siege. And so I think what we're going to do is probably on the way we can clear out this ancient ruin. And then I think we should just prioritize going over there. As much as I'd like to spend time clearing out structures, clearing out the watchtower perhaps, and maybe even going back and dealing with this Heart of the Arctic, I think the biggest priority is just to try to get Melenis out of the game as soon as possible here. So what we're going to do is we're going to regroup. All right, so there's our main stack led by Quora. And we've also got a stack here led by Karzan. Importantly here, Karzan has a nymph in the stack, which is great because that gives us an additional opportunity to gain a unit via mind control abilities. So quite powerful there. So what we're going to do is we're going to advance over here and then bring Quora as well. And I think we're going to just stay put right about there. And the reason for that is that I don't want these two split up such that we could get attacked by... I mean, I'm not sure if Melenis has enough to really deal with my armies here at this point, but I don't want to take that risk, so I'm going to keep them together. Another point here is we have our Summon Phantasm Warrior, which is excellent. It's a pretty solid Tier 2 unit. Now, the question becomes, do we want... I'm just panning over here to find... Yes, okay. We have our Theocrat hero over here. And you can see our Theocrat's leading a half-decent little stack here with pretty solid amount of units. We've got a Tier 1 infantry, Tier 2 cavalry, and a Tier 3 cavalry. So pretty good army at the moment. We've also got, of course, our rogue leading a mixed bag of units, but fairly decent. We've got a very strong tier 2 cavalry, as well as our dwarf shield biter. So all in all, I mean, we've got pretty good units over here. I don't think we need additional reinforcements. I think with our Theocrat able to provide healing via Bestow Iron Heart, I think we've got enough support for this stack. So I'm going to jump back over, and I think it would be more beneficial to add this in to Karzan's group for now. The one thing there, though, is that I don't think Karzan has... Yeah, so you can see Quora has Men Magical Being, whereas Karzan doesn't. So might be more beneficial here to swap some units around. So I'm thinking what we do, perhaps, is maybe we give the Commoner back to Karzan, and then we give the Phantasm Warrior over to Quora. I definitely don't hate that idea. So we'll do this for now. And then we'll send this guy here, and then the Commoner can rejoin. Next turn, we'll have the Commoner join in. So that should be good. Let's take a look at our spells here. Oh, fantastic. And we've gotten that big boost of casting points. So we could start with another Phantasm Warrior at this point, which, you know what? That might not be the worst idea, because then we could add one in as I pan back over. We could add one into this stack and have a really powerful army there with our Theocrat. Alternatively, we could shunt one of these units back to my Theocrat stack and add a Phantasm Warrior in here. I think either way is probably fine. Might be a little overkill, but I'm going to add it in here to our Theocrat's army. And then I'm going to start working on another one. Excellent. Okay, and I think that's about where I'm going to leave the turn, because there's really nothing else for us to do. Importantly here, next turn we're going to get access to Magic Barrier, and that's going to increase the resistance of our newly acquired Phantasm Warriors, so that's going to offset one of their key weaknesses. Important reminder, though, it only applies when it's a frontal attack, not a flank, because it's paired to the shield, not just an inherent boost to the unit overall. So just a good reminder. Okay, Melenis is going next here. I heard something, maybe summoning a unit. Ooh, or actually, no. Okay, it converted the city over, so that just happened. So this got converted into a ghoul city, I'm guessing. Previously, it was just being migrated. And we've got an army here led by High Elf Theocrat hero. Got a ghoul High Elf Eventide Archer, very, very strong because it has that Eventide arrow, which is perfectly suited to fighting the undead. Thankfully, that is not us, but you can see a combination of fire and spirit damage there. Let's see what else here. I'm just panning around. I don't know if there's really a whole lot else going on at the moment. Hopefully we can finish off this quest this upcoming turn here. I think we should be able to. Let's take a look at what we've got going on first. So, we've got a laboratory in our home city here, our throne. That's nice because our next research choice is most likely going to be Arcane Study. Although now that we've got 57 income here, previously I think we had 42, and that would have made this a really efficient use of it. But now we could do Summon Fantastic Creature in 4 turns. That said, Arcane Study is going to improve our knowledge gain, so might actually be a good idea. School of Teleportation, not a bad choice to boost our support units, although at the moment we don't have a ton of support units. Of course, extra casting points is always good for us. Basic Seafaring wouldn't be bad, especially given the amount of water that our cities are nearby. And of course, Harmonizing Energy as a ability to heal. That said, we've got some other options now for healing, which is excellent. You know what? As inefficient as this is, I am going to start with Arcane Study. And the reason for that is that it is going to expedite our acquisition of knowledge. And so that's going to help improve further research as we move into the additional choices there. So we've got a join offer from Dali Afra. Nice, okay, 102, they want to join. I think it's probably better at this point to keep it as a vassal, quite frankly. The main reason there is that I don't think we've necessarily got this secured enough. That being said, I mean, let me Let me look around here. I can't remember if there were any. Yes, and there is. There's a spawning structure down here, and we also aren't totally certain if the Shadow Realm is clear or not. So I think I'm going to hold off until we're a little bit more confident and we have units in the immediate vicinity that can assist. The next big question, I guess, is going to be what the heck do we do with our Theocrat? Because we've got our rogue down here. So before I forget, let's take care of this. So we're going to engage this quest battle here. So we're up against some Shadow Demon Bloats. These are irregulars that do Poison Spit, and their melee attack does Blight and a little bit of Spirit, and they do self-destruct, and I think they explode on death as well, so we have to be very careful. They can automatically initiate a self-destruct, or when they die, they explode. Okay. So they're going to come at us here. That makes sense, and they're going to spit poison at us as they do. Now, the biggest problem we are going to have is that we really don't have much in the way of attacks to hit these guys with before they get to us. I think that's probably going to be our biggest problem. So we want to stay out of range of their attacks, that is for certain. I don't know what the self-destruct radius is. Let me see. A circle around itself. So if they are able to stand here, I think it would hit every tile around them. So thankfully our units are still out of range for now, which is good. So in the meantime, let's see if we can hit them with some damage here. I'm just seeing what does the most. Looks like our shock does. Ooh, nice, and a critical. Very, very nice there. We want to keep our melee units back, especially our guardsman who's in rough condition. Our commoner, though, would be good to assist with some of this range damage. We've got our shield biter who we're going to back up, and then our smuggler has his pistol. So I think we will perhaps try just letting the turn pass here and seeing as they come closer to us, we're able to... Ooh, and we're getting lit up. Our hero is. Okay, so the goal here is going to be to try to get the kill with just ranged attacks, if possible. So let's get the smuggler over here. Get a nice big flank shot. Fantastic. And we can follow that up with a sword hit. Throw sword, that is. Okay, there's that explosion on death. So you can see pretty devastating explosion. We really don't want to be on the receiving end of that if we don't have to. Okay, we can't charm the enemy. That would have been nice. Ooh, you know what? They have a shock weakness. We might be able to get away with this. Ooh, and a critical. Yeah, we should be fine. Fantastic. So we barely took any damage, and we were able to get the kill without jeopardizing any of our units. That's fantastic. Okay, and great. So we've done the quest. We get ourselves a Saber-Tooth Chariot unit out of this, and a peace treaty. We will happily take that. And now you can see that we've got an additional unit here. So we could add this chariot into our current army and perhaps shunt either the guardsman or the commoner over to this unit. And I think that's probably going to be the best idea. Just because then this squad has got two pretty powerful cavalry units. I mean, we've already got a lot of very powerful units in this stack. The Slaver is quite good. The Beetle Knight is very good. And I think the Epsilon Warrior punches above its weight class a little bit because it's got that defensive strike, and it also has a Sun Shield along with projectile resistance. So just a very tanky unit, despite being tier 1. I think probably, like I said, punches a little bit above its weight class. So I want to make sure this squad isn't underpowered in comparison. We've got a good balance. That being said, we've got a structure here that needs to be cleared out. Couple of nomad chieftains there, and then also a commoner. So again, I guess the big question is going to be, what do we do with our Theocrat? Maybe this is a chance for us to head into the Shadow Realm. Now that I'm thinking about it, you know, that would not be the worst idea. We could even maybe try out that Sphinx Temple on our way through. Definitely not a terrible idea. The only thing is, if we're going to go, we're going to probably not be able to acquire that unit as easily. Although I suppose it could head down this way and kind of meet us over there. It's not the worst plan. But yeah, I think going into the Shadow Realm with this army is going to be useful. If we jump into the Shadow Realm, you can see we've got a vassal city that I would love to take control of and start developing. I just don't have any units in the vicinity that are able to kind of keep the city safe and clear things out. So while I'm in the Shadow Realm, I just want to do my scouting here. So let's grab this cartographer's tent. Okay, another city up there. We could head that way and try to make another connection, perhaps. I'm not sure if this is going to be blocked by some abyss in the middle there. But let's go see. We can find out. Okay. Oh, and there's a land bridge. Okay, great. We can go that way. Again, making contact with as many of these cities is going to be helpful. Trying to get as many vassals as we can. Only going to benefit us, I think. So, I was just going to say, I've got these other wisps. While I'm at it, I might as well keep exploring here. Okay, so it looks like there's one of the heroes belonging to the green opponent. That would be Brock Goldran, a dwarf sorcerer. Ripura can join us. So we could accept them right away, but I might wait a turn or two just till my army's there, and then we will accept it. Because, again, I want to make sure we have units able to kind of protect the city. Nice, okay, our Tigran city has grown. It's now a town. Again, we can produce units, but I think we've got plenty of units now. So maybe we go for the laboratory, and that will then pair nicely with our arcane study upgrade. I think that wouldn't be the worst idea ever. We can have it done in 2 turns, which is pretty good. The other option is we get the siege workshop going. We just don't have enough gold. But if we can get that extra 10 production, that gets us up to 75, which would mean anything that costs 150 would be done in 2 turns instead of 3. And that's pretty solid. So let's do the laboratory to start with. And then, so we're pretty low on gold at the moment, so we just have to keep that in mind. Could do a mana vault. Increases mana capacity. Currently, what's our capacity? I think it's 900, so we're nowhere near that, so we don't have to worry about that for a while. So I think we'll just save some gold for this turn, then we'll do merchandise. Although, I suppose we could see, maybe we'll get something out of here and we can reevaluate. But one thing I want to do, though, is I want to bring the Melia... No, sorry, not the Melia. I want to bring the Nymph, if I have one, I think. Where is it? Here, the Nymph that has Seduce. Because I want to potentially recruit a unit out of here. So what we are going to do is we are going to bring everybody, including our spider. We're going to grab the Nymph, add the Nymph in, and then we're going to clear this and see what we end up fighting here. Okay, an Ogre Savant. Let's take a look. Right, so this would be a phenomenal unit to get access to. A very strong Tier 3 melee unit. Has Killing Spree. Once per combat round, the friendly target unit's movement and action points are replenished upon killing an enemy unit. We know how powerful this can be. Kind of lead to a chain reaction. Interestingly, this is considered a support unit, which I find kind of surprising. This could be super powerful, though, if paired with that upgrade that gives them phase. They also have wall crushing and mountaineering, so this could come in handy in the siege. So yeah, let's see if we can get a hold of that unit. That would be amazing. The only thing would be if we have any units that can apply like a debuff or something like that. Let me just abort for a second. I don't think we do. I'm just looking to see any debuffs that might make it easier. Now, what about that Call Forth Darkness? What does that do? Lowers morale, but it doesn't really improve my odds of the seduction working, I don't think. So, all right, well, let's go in here. We're going to try this battle out. Of course, Mass Curse is in effect, so our units are going to be a little bit on the weaker side, which we have to just be aware of. We also have the Befriend Animal, and I'm realizing now there's a Hunter Spider baby. So... okay. It would be great if we could get that Befriend Animal off on the Hunter Spider baby. Got a boar here as well. We know the Spider baby is likely going to phase. I would say that's almost a certainty. Let's step Quora up here and do some work on this boar if we can. I mean, alternatively, I suppose we could just try for the seduction. Or the Befriend Animal, I should say. But I'd rather spend them both on the Spider Baby if possible. 55% chance there. That's pretty good. You know what? Let's get a spit going with our spider here. Well, we're able to. Very nice. And then, you know what? We can get a charge kill pretty easily with our rock. We'll still be out of range of the ogre. So let's do that. Very nice. And then our hero can step up like this and go for that befriend animal. Amazing. Okay. Just like that, we got ourselves a spider baby. Now, the only danger is that our spider baby may get smacked pretty hard by the ogre here. So we're just going to move up. We want to get our nymph in place to be able to try that seduction if possible. I think seduction works on the ogres. I'm not 100% sure. We've also got our Melia who can do our healing for us. So we'll just move over and we will end the combat round there. Let's see what they do. I'm guessing they're just going to smack the... Yep, there it is. So ideally, I want to get a web if I can. Nice. Okay, that's fantastic. So now they are locked in place. We can heal our spider baby. There we go. And then what I'd like to do is get the nymph in there with a seduction. We have a 55% chance. Amazing. Look at that. 2 brand new units, one of which a very powerful tier 3 unit and the other able to evolve into a powerful tier 3 unit. We also got some shoes here that provide... Oh, they give blight weakness, though, which isn't amazing. I'll take them anyway because I want the extra knowledge. There, that sped that up by a single turn, which isn't bad. I really don't like that it's providing blight weakness, especially since we're going to be fighting the undead. So I think what I'm going to do is just sell these. That's pretty good, though. 60 extra gold. No complaints there. So then we might need to rebalance a little bit, and now we've got these new units as well. So we want to just be aware. We could probably leave a unit or 2 behind to help guard the city. So let's see. Maybe the spearman can stay behind. And the commoner perhaps as well. Just to kind of act as a bit of a rear guard on the city. And then we will move the rest of our units over. And I think Karzan can probably absorb these, and we will keep this squad as is. Now, my main concern is I don't want to abandon these units and have them get killed off. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to move Quora up, and then I'm going to engage this battle, and then turn the stack around and sit down there with... So we've got Lizardman Chameleon and a Lizardman Trident Warrior. Okay. Let's see how we do here. I'm going to skip that intro and let them do their thing. Yeah, so they're going to come at us and... Ooh, Hydroblast. That's kind of nasty. So with Seduce, we are going to have a great chance now to continue to grow our forces, which is always desirable on my end. I really like to gain units that way. Anyone who's watched my channel for a while knows that that's one of my favorite strategies. I was quite upset when I found out that that was not... Well, I don't want to say I was quite upset, but I was disappointed when I learned that that was not a viable unit acquisition strategy in Age of Wonders 4. So let's step up just a touch closer and hit him hard. Nice. The Rock can probably just charge in. I don't want the Trident Warrior hitting us too bad, so I'm a little worried just because it's a pikeman. You know what? Here, we can park the Phantasm Warrior right in front. The Rock, I suppose, can... It is going to take that polearm damage, unfortunately. I think it's probably best to... Well, we'll go here. And then the Melia can move over and provide healing support to the hero who's likely going to take some damage here. So the Nymph can move up as well. And then we will end the turn there. Ouch. Oh, no. Oh, man. Good thing they fumbled. Holy, we almost lost our hero. We got really lucky there. That was almost a disaster for us there. Shoot. Well, that scared me pretty good. The Chameleon here with that Hydroblast. Not a bad attack. I'm just looking at the Trident Warrior if there's anything kind of special about them. I mean, they're a pikeman, I guess. You know what? Let's try and seduce the Chameleon who's got the highest odds. Okay, there we go. Boy, that scared the heck out of me, though. We almost lost our our hero. That would have been our leader. That would have been really upsetting. So one thing we can do, we can move our Spitting Spider over like this, turn them around. Nice. Move Quora off. Phantasm Warrior can actually just get the flank here. There we go. And now we can light up the Chameleon for a little bit of damage. Hero. The Rock as well can fly around behind and get a flank and a flaming charge. A nice kill. Holy, that was pretty scary, though. We almost lost Quora. That would have been such a blunder. We got a little bit lucky, and I'll take it. Okay, so let's group back up here. I'm thinking probably we just want to go back down next to our stack here. If this unit gets killed, that's fine. This is just a lone unit. Probably going to send it back to help guard the city anyway. All right, so Asbandaria, this is our Nomad Outcast dwelling. It would be great to start working on some of these upgrades, but unfortunately we don't quite have enough gold. However, have we already... No, we haven't moved everybody just yet. So that's already clear, that's already clear. Nothing else for us to clear in the neighborhood. Unfortunately, we are not yet strong enough to clear out that lost city. There's no way we'd be able to handle that. Same goes for that Ziggurat. That's going to be beyond our capabilities. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head straight for the Shadow Realm here as quick as I can. We've already cleared that trading post as well. Meanwhile, over here, one thing I suppose we could do is grab the haste berries. We also have this... Ooh, and then we could head underground. I don't know if we've explored over here. We have not. Okay, well... There was a unit we were going to potentially split off. I don't know if we're still going to do that. Like I said, might be good to clear out this quarry. We're going to have to watch out, though. These chieftains have oil bolts, which can do a fair bit of damage. And they also have that throw fire plague debuff. I think we'll be okay, though. I think we could handle it. Well, let's do it while we're in the neighborhood. Let's clear it out. Might as well have the chariot join in for the fight as well. We'll go like this, and then we can engage the battle with our unit with the most movement. Okay. So the big trick here is just going to be watching that our hero doesn't get sniped by the ranged attacks. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Losing all our movement on our cavalry there. Yeah, and I figured they'd go after the hero, so we got to watch out because we don't want to lose our rogue. So I think we'll pull our hero back a little bit. And we can... Yeah, here's our chariot. Let's not forget about that. You know what? Our chariot could ride right in there and get aggressive, but I don't think that's necessary at this point. I think it'd be better to play this one a touch more cautiously, I would say. So we'll put the shield biter right up front here. Get the smuggler in behind for that pistol shot. There's the kill. Ooh, not quite enough for the kill. However, we've got our commoner who can step up like this, do some damage, and then we should be able to get the finish here. Amazing. Okay, shield biter did a good job. War Elephant had most of its movement just stolen, so unable to really do much. Put our guardsman at the back because he's in kind of rough condition. We'll bring our chariot up, able to assist as needed. For our hero, we'll do a quick dash. I think we'll just do it maybe on the hero. There it is. So now we've got a little bit more health because we were kind of low. And we will see what comes next here. Okay. Okay, they're going after the elephant. Ooh, ouch, hitting our commoner, or our irregular in the back there, our smuggler. Now, this might be a good chance to go for a charm, actually. So I'm seeing this here. So let's get our hero up and see if that's a possibility. 40%, we'll give it a shot. Hey, we got lucky. Okay, I'll take it. We can... You know what? I'm going to just swoop in behind here. Get a flanking charge. Nice, good damage. The shield biter can probably go for this one back here, I'm thinking. Smuggler did take some punishment. We have to watch out. So this chieftain, though, can turn this guy, maybe get the kill. Ooh, not quite. Very, very close. We will get the finish with our smuggler, though. Nice. And then our shield biter can war cry and head in there. Get pretty aggressive. Get our war elephant going as well. Guardsman can stay back, and our commoner can at least do a bit of damage as well. And that's going to do it for the turn there. Okay, so going in melee combat and just died. Good level ups for some of our units there, though. Okay, very nice. Cudgel of Crippling Disease. Not a bad melee weapon. Also has Inflict Enabling Fever as part of it. Yeah, you know what? I'll take that. It also does provide me with some extra gold, so not too upset about that. And we'll send this over to my hero who's right there. So she'll have it next turn, I think. Where's my hero? Here we go. So yeah, we can equip that for her when it arrives. That would kind of pair with her Predator helmet, I guess. Helmet of Primal Instinct. So now if she does an attack of opportunity, she'll do a little bit more damage with the cudgel, I guess. Not that we're probably going to be putting her in that kind of risk, but I also see, I think that's a Heart of structure here, Heart of the Volcano or whatever. Might be worth trying to clear that, too, while we're in the neighborhood. So, I'm going to group up here, and I'm going to head over with this unit to try to meet up in the Shadow Realm with my other army, and then we'll have a full stack. The only unfortunate part of this is that we're going to have a lot of cavalry, so we're going to have 3 cavalry units in there with the addition of our saber-tooth chariot. But that's not necessarily the worst thing ever. Just means we'll be a little bit more vulnerable to pikemen, I suppose. So we can jump over here. Yeah, so there it is. Heart of the Volcano. Guarded by a Lesser Fire Elemental and some Hellhounds. So we'll just have to watch out because obviously a little bit risky, but we should be fine. I don't think the Lesser Fire... Oh, it does have Explosive Death. That's right. I couldn't remember if it was the lesser ones or the full-fledged ones, but I guess they both do. So just have to watch out for that. Okay, as Bandoria, now we could do a slaver camp, and we could get access to the outcast slaver. Alternatively, we could do the intelligence corner. And that would give us the oil occultist. You know what? Let's do the intelligence corner. Then we can get a unit that's able to be produced pretty quickly, so that's really nice for us. I think this little guy will head out into the water, maybe? Yeah, this one over here is already doing some work, so let's stick to the vegetation, maybe. Got a little... Oh, there's a spawning structure there, so we got to be careful. Okay, another city there. We can try and make contact. In the meantime, let's head for this corner. See if we find anything. Looks like some water up there. And these guys are, like I said, going to just guard the city for now. We got our Wisp over here who can still move one more. I think we'll just leave him where he is. Now, this one, we've already made contact here. It's going to take some time till they're ready to be our vassal. We will grab that gold, which is very good for us. And then it looks like another green city. Yeah, that's the other edge of it. Okay. So let's head down this way and see if we can cut through this little area and keep exploring. This Wisp is, I think, fine where it is. We're going to keep kind of cutting down that way. So now we're getting out of this magma river, which we were stuck on. We're heading back. So we will grab the bridge at least and then go this way. Now down here we were heading, I think, just straight south really to see what we could find. It's always funny when you see some water surrounded by lava. Okay, let's keep looking here and just see what we find. Alright, well that's going to do it for the turn, I guess. Now, we have enough gold that I think we could go back and actually produce something in our throne if we were so inclined, and I am thinking that would probably be a good idea. One upgrade that would be nice, I see that we are going to grow the city in one more turn, and that'll give us the mana node, which will give us additional mana income. That's going to really be helpful. We could also get the observatory going. That would just continue to give us more knowledge income, which would really make a difference. Speed up our research that we have going on. I think that's what I'll do, actually. Cancel this. There we go. And then we're going to end the turn there. Okay. So we got to keep an eye on Melenis over here. I'm a little worried he's going to send an army up and try to take the city from me. So just got to be aware of that. I think with our 2 full stacks, we should be in pretty decent shape to be able to mount a pretty good attack. Oh, he's going for the... He's cutting through and going for the throne, it looks like, maybe. Well, shoot. Okay, we may have to reevaluate how we're doing this with our units here, because, as you can see, our throne city is not well defended currently, so he's probably going to grab this watchtower, I bet. Maybe raise it. That would be annoying. So one thing I maybe have to do here is summon my Phantasm Warrior into my throne, just to provide some extra protection. I think that's probably the safest play. And then I can consolidate my troops here as well. And in the meantime, I'm going to send my main armies straight for his throne. And I'm hoping I've got enough muscle in these 2 stacks. I think with our 2 rocks that are going to be able to just bypass... Oh, shoot. Okay, well, there goes one of our scouts, so that's unfortunate. We can auto-combat that one away. Now, RIP our Wisp. We did a good job, though. We've scouted quite a bit already, so that's really, really good. Okay, let's see. So this has shrunk into an outpost. You can see they are not super happy given the hated terrain, so that's unfortunate. We'll have to figure out what to do to develop this. In the meantime, though, there's a quest available. Tell me more. End the terror at the mine. We've got some ghasts. We'll get a nomad chieftain out of it. I'm happy to accept that. Or we could just sell it for gold. Okay, we would have to double back, but it wouldn't be that much of a detour. It'd slow us down a little bit, but nothing catastrophic. And you know what? I'm inclined to do that. So, yeah, let's head over here. And then we can engage the battle. I guess before I do that, let's finish the rest of our things here. So, we've gotten better at governing Tigrans. So, we've got Sun Guards and Saber-Tooth Chariots get 7 extra health. Settlers are 25% cheaper to build in Tigran cities. Let's buff the Sun Guards and Saber-Tooth Chariots. I truly don't know if that also applies to the... It does not. Okay, so the Epsilon Warrior doesn't get that buff, unfortunately. But it does impact the Saber-Tooth Chariot, which I have over here. So they're now up to 62 health, which is good. So in the meantime here, let's just see what else we've got. Item has arrived. The Cudgel is now equipped for our Rogue. We've purged our city here. Phantasm Warrior's ready to go. And like I said, I think in light of this, we're going to summon it in the throne. That's just temporary. We don't want to keep it there forever, but just as a guard. Thankfully, our city has grown, which is amazing. Now we have access to another mana node. And when we get our observatory, that's going to expand it even further. Arcane Study is now complete, and you can see there our knowledge income is substantially higher. And it's about to jump again from our observatory that we're building. This little guy, like I said, we're going to run him back to the city to help guard. And then with our main forces here, let's make a mad dash for the throne. We're going to go like this, and then we're going to follow along with Karzan. So you can see it's actually pretty decently guarded. There's a skeletal Hulk. It's a unit I've never seen before. Oh, very cool. So, wall crushing, projectile resistance, obviously considered undead and a monster. Well, that's super cool. And then we've got reanimators and a rogue guarding the city. There's also a high elf eternal guard. Oh, wow. Very cool looking. Tier 2 pikeman. Undead. Despair Strike. Defender. Oof, this is a pretty tanky unit. That said, I think we're in good shape with what we've got in our forces here, so I'm not overly worried. I don't want to get overconfident because that's dangerous, but feeling all right about our chances here with what we've got. One thing I suppose we could do is throw a Dread Omen on, but I really think that's not even worth it at this point. Glyphs of Warding, we could certainly do that on our throne, maybe for some extra defense if we wanted. But I think it's probably better to just keep working on additional units. And I'm actually going to grab another Wisp now that we've lost one. I'm really liking how much benefit we're getting out of having them roaming around and collecting resources for us. So let's jump back over here. We've got our battle we're about to do with these undead. Got a Ghast and some Kobold units. Should be able to clear those out without too much trouble, I think. Let's make it happen. It's a good chance to get some experience with our Theocrat as well. Okay, so let's see, we're going to step them all up. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is throw on a Touch of Faith. This is a good upgrade for the Phantasm Warrior to just give them a little bit more resistance, but I think I'm going to throw it on the Beetle Knight, who's going to be my main upfront fighter, although the Epsilon Warrior is pretty tanky as well, obviously. Yeah, we're gonna throw this onto our Beetle Knight. Excellent. Again, we're just gonna let them come to us. I see no reason to, push the envelope here. I think we can just let them make their way over. Oh, nice. Okay, we got a demoralization off on one of them. So we'll let them just come on closer. That's it. Alright, and now we should be able to just let them have it with some cavalry charges here. Our Outcast Slayer does have charge, but we would need to move a little more to get it to go, I think. There it is. So let's get that charge going. Oh, nice. One shot. That's amazing. That Ghast is pretty tough. Good news, though, is we've got a Theocrat who can do spirit damage, and that's what the Ghast is weak against, so no real concern there. I think what we'll do is we'll have our Epsilon Warrior go over here and attack. Tie them up a little bit. We could follow up with our Phantasm Warrior as well, which isn't the worst idea. Nice, there's the kill on that side. And then we've got the two in the middle here, so I'm thinking between the Beetle Knight and our hero, we can probably put the hurt on him pretty good. So let's step over. We'll move our hero up one. And then we can just see, yeah, the Ghast we can really let have it. And then we can probably get a charge going here. Oh yeah, let's do that. Nice, there's the kill. Now all that's left is this footpad, who I don't think will be able to really do enough to hurt anybody too badly. Going after the Phantasm Warrior, that's fine by me. We can move over and bestow Iron Heart, just to heal them up a little bit. And then we can cavalry charge them into really good flank here. Nice. The Outcast Slayer, don't really have any more abilities to use with our hero at the moment. I'm just checking experience. Okay, so we still got a little ways to go. We could certainly move over and try a hurl net, though. Let's see if we can make that happen. Nice, okay, ensnared in the net. Like I said, I don't think there's really any other abilities for our hero to use. These are both once per battle, so let's just get the kill with our Phantasm Warrior. Excellent. Very nice, and we managed to do it without taking much in the way of damage. We ended the terror, and we got ourselves a Nomad Chieftain. That's fantastic. And of course, the Chieftain, as it levels up, eventually will gain Regen, which is a healing ability. So, also has Roving. Unit requires less upkeep, and the unit's move cost for traversing tropical terrain is reduced by 1. That's kind of cool. Also has this Throw Fire Plague debuff, which can, you can see there, -1 to resistance. So that could be pretty useful later when my Theocrat gets Convert. we can pair that to try to debuff the unit we want to get the conversion on, because that will make them easier to convert. So with our main stack here, we want to head down, go into the Shadow Realm, so let's do that. And we're just going to load up here and then head down. Fortunately, we can't quite make it to the haste berries. We've got our Epsilon Warrior and our Phantasm Warrior that can't quite make it there, which is too bad, but that's okay. Now, our Sabertooth Chariot, you know, it might even be better to send him over here and we can start building up a little bit of an army. So I'm going to do that, because now we've got the full stack here. I don't think we need another cavalry, so I'm just going to leave it as is. Now, here's the question. Do we want to tempt fate and try this Sphinx Temple? You know what? Maybe what we do on our way through here is we just grab a couple of these structures and then we try going in. In the meantime here, I'm going to gamble. Again, this is a bit of a risk because we don't have a firm grip on this area yet, but I'm going to have them join us. And I'm going to start developing the city as best I can. We could make a Shadow Elf touched here. But I think maybe better to... We don't really have enough gold for anything, unfortunately. We could do a laboratory, I guess, but we don't really have enough gold for anything else. City is going to grow in 1 turn, or 2 turns, that's good. Alright, well, let's do the lab at least. Okay, we get to choose a research choice. I'm going to just quickly pan around to my units here. Okay, yeah, right, our rogue can still act. So, now here's the thing. Do we want to clear this out while we're in the neighborhood? I'm thinking probably. I think that would be wise, just because then we can eventually get a builder over there. So, let's do it. So we'll group up here. And we can engage this battle. And we do have to be careful. We don't want to take a ton of damage here or anything, but I think this would be a good one for us if we can clear it out here. Alright, so... Oh, nice. Okay, they're going to move up to us. That makes things a little bit easier. Fire Elemental is further back, so that's okay. Buff our units. And... convert. Oh, it has a chance to work on the Hellhounds. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. So we could let them have it. That's not the worst idea. Yeah, let's do it. Then I think we can just get the kill pretty straightforward, most likely here with our cavalry. We'll go like this. Don't know if this... Let me see, how many action points does that cost? I don't know if it says. What the heck? Let's just attack. Yeah, there it is. Okay, and now we want to guard our hero with our remaining units if we can. So, thinking we go kind of like this. And we sprint around just to protect our hero on this side. When I almost forgot about our chieftain over here. So, we can throw a fire plague. Ooh, but they're immune, of course. That would make sense because they have that resistance to fire. Alright, and everyone else is just going to defense. And then we're going to see here. They're going to step in and hit us. Ooh, good flank, and then another flank. Wow, good job on their part, taking advantage of my poor positioning. Ooh, really good critical. And can we follow it up with some? We can. Let's go like this and get more damage. Nice. And then we will step over with our guardsmen here. Use extra strike. That extra strike is pretty darn powerful. I don't think that ability works on the fire elemental, unfortunately. That being charm. So that's not going to benefit us, really. Let's use our shield biter here and just kill the warhound. Nice. Okay, now we can step around behind, I think. And we can do some pretty good damage to this fire elemental. Nice, and it was a critical. That's huge. And we should be able to just do this and get the finish. Perfect, and no one took any damage from the resulting explosion, which is always the concern there. Okay. So, let's see here. All right, that takes care of that. Ooh, nice, a level up for our rogue. Now level 6. I think Poison Knowledge would be a good choice for the squad, so let's do that. That's just going to give everybody +1 blight damage as well, so that's pretty helpful. Eventually getting Sprint and Assassin Strike together I think is pretty good as well. So overall pretty happy with that. Oh, nice, we can get level ups for our squad here as well, so let's do that. Now the Chieftain won't be able to benefit from it, but can still help with the battle, I suppose. So we will step right onto it. Do it manually. I mean, if we can get this rogue pretty strong, that would be really good for us. Okay, so we've got... I didn't really look at what's here. Let me take a better look. We've got a Goblin Fanatic, a Goblin Poxmaster who's got a bow attack. I think this is a tier 1 unit. Let me see. Oh, tier 2. Okay. And then we've got a Goblin Exploder, presumably, who, yes, will blow himself up. So that we want to get rid of if we can. It's probably the biggest risk to us at the moment. So we will do our best to take that threat away. Perfect. And then, I wonder, I don't think we're going to be able to get in range with our commoner to get full damage. No. That's unfortunate. If we go here, yeah. Well, then we can at least do this and get the finish that way. Alright, so the Exploder is dealt with, which is great, because that was a little bit scary. And we will just wait for the attacks here, and then we can counterattack and finish this one up. Okay, so a little bit of damage there, nothing we can't handle. Fanatics came over, gave us a little bit of trouble, but nothing too extreme. We will head over and try for a conversion, or charm. Okay, didn't work. So let's step in behind here. Hit him with the extra strike. And then hit him with a real strike. And there's the kill. That's excellent. Unfortunately, nobody can really get over to do much. The Smuggler perhaps could. Yeah, get a good flank shot at least. There we go. And then, you know what? The Commoner can get over there. Ooh, and I completely forgot about the Chieftain all the way over here on his own. I should have used that Throw Fire Plague to improve my odds of landing a successful charm. Gonna hit him with a flank here. Oh, wow, and a critical. I was gonna have the Chieftain follow up with a ranged attack. We didn't even need it. Okay, great. So that's a level up. The War Elephant's now champion level, so that's great. So is our Smuggler. Very, very powerful at this stage. You know what? Let's clear out this Watchtower. And we're going to do our level up here for level 7. Ooh, Weapon Finesse. All units in the hero army gain +1 melee strength. Let's grab that as well. Pretty solid. Infiltration Squad. Everybody gets wall climbing. It's kind of useful for things like cavalry that normally can't get up the wall. Dirty Half Dozen. All of them gain Devout Slayer. And if we end up fighting a Theocrat, that could come in handy. And we know that at least one of our opponents is, in fact, a Theocrat. Just thinking about visibility. Nah, it's strategic map invisibility. You know what? Let's grab Dirty Half Dozen just in case we end up fighting that Theocrat. Bit of a kind of contingency plan there, I think. So, really good work from this group. Let's jump back over. So our other unit's done its thing. Let's just pan over. Check the rest of our forces. I guess we still want to fight this battle. That's right. I was thinking we were out of movement, but not so fast. Okay, so what do we got? A blunderbussman, axeman, and a prospector. Prospector wouldn't be bad to get just to have something that can go and tunnel underground. Blunderbussman, we just have to watch out. That could be painful. Prospector can throw some rocks. We just got to remember that. I'm going to park back here with my hero and do a quick dash on my war elephant just to get some healing done. And I'm going to spread out a little bit just so that I'm not... Ooh, Embrace Fire. Empower the unit with ancestral strength of the Azrak heirs, gaining Inflict Fire Plague, +2 defense, and +2 fire. Doesn't cost any action points. Alright, well. Let's do it. I don't know how long it lasts. Let's see. It must last the whole battle. That's pretty cool. Great. Okay, well, the guardsman can just back on up then. No sense putting him in danger when he's kind of lower on health, so we'll come over here. We'll throw the Fire Plague. Just thinking, if we wanted to try to convert somebody, I'm thinking the Prospector is probably the best, just for the tunneling ability. I mean, the Axeman is very tough, but... Okay. So, let's step up and the blunderbussmen have it. Nice, good critical there. Go here. Do some good damage. Excellent. And we can follow up with a kill here from our... There it is. Excellent work. The Axeman, I think we can probably just kill here, so let's do it. Ooh, or almost. Very, very close. If we end up killing the Prospector, I wouldn't be upset, but go like that. And then we'll move our guardsmen over. I forgot about the smuggler's ranged attack there entirely, but we'll just leave them as is. So we're going to take some throw rocks here probably, but that's fine. Yeah, no big deal there. Let's try for the conversion if we can get it. Nice. Okay, we got the charm. So we can send that unit off underground to do some tunneling for us and maybe some exploration. The tunneling is also a decent way to gain some extra gold, which is good. So can't move this turn, so we'll have to use them next turn. I guess now the question is, where do we go? So this city, I think, belongs to my opponent, if I remember right. I think it's my white opponent, Caradon Duraga. And I believe that's his throne, actually. It is, Kurzu. You know, it's too bad. If I had kept my Theocrat together, I could have declared war. You know what? Oh, I'm wondering here. If I bring my Theocrat over, we could try for a 1-2 punch here and get aggressive and just go for his throne. Because this stack is now pretty darn powerful. And obviously our Theocrat's army is pretty good as well. We've got this chariot. Could bring it too. That is tempting. Well, that's one to think about. We can consider that for next time. So I think this is actually a really good place to leave it. So I just want to double check here. Yeah, so this is perfect. We'll leave it here. And let me know in the comments, what do you think? Should I maybe try ambushing Kurzu? Or, you know, should I try something different? I'm thinking maybe getting aggressive and going for the ambush wouldn't be the worst idea. But let me know what you guys think. So I will save it here. Call this one episode 6. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.